Hey, Mandy.
Hey, Betsy.
Yep, that's
I'm
my
sorry,
name.
Let's try that again. I don't know why I got a hiccup there. Betsy's against love.
I think Valentine's Day is a disappointment to everybody.
I think celebrating love is a great thing. I love love.
Well, you're joining us for It's Not Human Sexuality special edition for
Valentine's Day.
Yep, we're going to discuss it.
Yes, we are.
Pros and cons.
Let's
right?
go, Betsy. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So Mandy and I have this thing about Valentine's Day. I'm not wild about it. She thinks it's an important day. So we're going to kind of kick this around as to, maybe the pros and cons of it.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah. But I'm going to start off, right? Because
ahead.
I have never been a fan of Valentine's Day. Even little, in fourth grade, you have to give everybody one and you put your shoebox. I was like, this is dumb.
You got to make the shoebox. You got to spend all day making it.
And then you get I don't even know.
So much fun.
Oh, and they hand out those candies that taste like chalk,
Yeah, nobody likes the chalk candies. I'll agree with you on that.
Okay. All right.
But
they
I
still
didn't
make
hand
them.
those out. Oh, yeah, they still make them.
People still eat them.
Well, yeah, because they say, be mine.
Or oh baby or something like that. Like
XOX.
Yeah, right. Historically, not my thing, right? But this is now as I'm, grown up and everything and had years and years and years and years to experience this, especially with my husband, we've never celebrated Valentine's Day. And here's one of the reasons why, is that we just don't think
Betsy's
that there
against love.
Yeah. We just don't think that, you have to be told on this day to tell somebody that you love them. That's the first reason. The second thing is that I think Valentine's Day is a disappointment to everybody. And I'm going to explain why. If you're in a relationship, it's often a disappointment because there's so much social hype around it, right? The right candy, the right flowers, the right reservation for dinner, the right present, And if you're in this relationship and that day doesn't meet your expectations, you're disappointed. Mm-hmm. Right? Would you agree with that?
I would agree. A lot of people get disappointed on Valentine's Day.
Right. And so then for the people who aren't in a relationship, they're reminded weeks in advance that they're not in a relationship, right? Because they don't have anybody to give a Valentine's to. They don't have anybody to say, hey, I love you, too. And so it's disappointing for them. So who wins on this day? Well, restaurants win, flower shops win, the card companies.
Candy companies.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, right. So that's how I feel about it. Now, here's the thing. I think if you want to celebrate it, that's fine. But this is just my point of view on it.
And I think Valentine's Day is a really, I don't know that I would call it an important day, but I'm a big fan of any holiday. I'm a holidays kind of girl. But what I would say is that I think it's important that we have at least one day to remind people, because yes, I agree with you. We shouldn't have to remind people to tell their loved ones they love them, but I don't see anything wrong with having a day where we're asked to remind people to tell people that they love each other. I think celebrating love is a great thing. I love love. So I think having a day of celebrating that is fun. And I think that people, yes, get disappointed. It's a very disappointing day for a lot of people, but that's not Valentine's Day's fault. That's the expectations of those people. And me and you have had that conversation. Lower your expectations or have none. And then everything you might get is a great surprise, or you're at least not disappointed.
So basically what you're saying is that people suck, and when they don't, it's bonus.
Yeah. No. I mean, yes, there is that. People suck when they don't. It's a great bonus.
Okay.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating love. I think Valentine's Day is about celebrating loving each other. And a lot of people think I'm weird because I don't reserve Valentine's Day for romantic love. That's a day to tell my friends I love them, and a day for me to tell my family I love them, and my husband, but not necessarily an expectation of presents and big dinners and chocolates. Just that I think there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, you guys, I love you, and this is the day that I'm going to remind myself to say so.
And I see your point. I do. I may not agree with it, but I do see your point. But I think the other thing that I don't like about this day is that I think it's very gender biased, right? And you know how I feel about the gender segregation stuff. I don't really subscribe to that. But I think this really falls heavy on heterosexual relationships, right? We tend to just it's the advertisements are all based around that. And I think in that concept of heterosexual bias, we start to see a lot of pressure and responsibility put on the male partner, right? Like, did he buy the right gift? Did he make the reservation? Did he send the flowers? Did he? And I'm thinking, well, that's a lot of pressure, and it's really one-sided. And I think society still supports that, and I have a problem with that. I
see your point on that, and I definitely agree that the responsibility, if you will, for Valentine's Day or whatever there is, definitely falls more to the male gender in heterosexual relationships. But again, not Valentine's Day's fault.
So how do we fix that?
That's a really good question. I mean, the only thing I can do personally is celebrate Valentine's Day the way I know to celebrate it, and that's just by telling people I love them and reminding them. I instead of buying presents, I like to send my husband a text every hour on the hour of why I love him. Most of those things he already knows. There's no surprises that he gets that day about why I love him. It's just a reminder. And I think that having a day out of the year to remind people of that is great. I think there are a lot of days over the year that we do that. All the different holidays, I feel like, are reminders to tell our loved ones that we love them. But I think Valentine's Day is special because it's about love. So it's celebrating the beauty of love and sharing that with other people when you can.
So maybe we should start this movement to have Valentine's Day be about that, about what you think it is. It's about love, and take the commercialism out of it.
Mandy rules the world. Oh, yes.
Okay, that would be great. I think I could get behind that. I don't think Bill would be real excited about me sending him a text every hour, but of course he is the guy who I made that letter out of those candy hearts, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a letter using the candy hearts that I glued to a piece of paper, and I left it under his pillow. This is when we were dating. And he called me later and he goes, "Hey, thanks for the card," or whatever. And I said, yeah, you're welcome. I had a lot of fun doing that. And he goes, "Can I eat these?" And I go, "Well, they were glued down with Elmer's glue." And he's like, "Well, I'm going to try."
Can I eat? Well, Betsy, I have a Valentine's Day story too. In my house, all the tradition that I've always done is that every year when my girls wake up in the morning, there's a little tiny gift for them outside their door. And I don't spend a lot of money because I also don't think that Valentine's Day should be about the commercialism, but I always give them a little handmade card and some little tiny trinket that says I love you, so that even when I'm not home, because a lot of times they get up after I've left for the day, they wake up and they see a little message from their mom that says, "I love you, and I want you to remember that on Valentine's Day." And it's been something that has been cherished by my girls for their whole lives.
Okay, see, when you tell stories like that, like, I wanted to grow up in your house. Like, that's awesome.
Because it's about love.
It is about love and being a good mom.
And I love my girls.
And they know that.
They do.
Well, I think that kind of wraps up our back and forth, the pros and cons. We've had our say, and I still see your point. I think you see my point.
I do.
So, good on you. You go ahead and celebrate, and I won't.
And whatever camp you're in out there, do what you're going to do. But I hope that this week you have a happy Valentine's Day.
I agree. I completely agree with that. If you have some ideas about how you feel about Valentine's Day, contact us. Send us an email at info@lkbthwis.org, and we'll respond. In fact, we would really like to kind of do a series of this on our Facebook and Instagram posts, so send it in. We'll post it. I'm Dr. B.
And I'm Mandy Johnson.
And this is It's Not Human Sexuality.
You can hear Season 2 of It's Not Human Sexuality on Monday, February 10th at 5 a.m. Mountain Time. It's a 7-episode series that releases bi-weekly on Mondays, covering relationships and how they affect our reproductive health. Our hearts and our bodies are more intertwined than I ever anticipated. Listening to this series will help you learn the vocabulary you need to understand what you're feeling in your relationships and talk about your feelings as they arise. Okay, well, it's way more than vocab, but listen to hear stories that you can relate to your own relationship and bulk up your relationship toolbox to understand yourself and others better. If you missed Season 1, all about our intro to reproductive health for kids, parents, and more, I'm in that more category, please go and listen to Season 1. And for Season 2, we'll see you on February 10th. It's Not Human Sexuality is hosted by reproductive biologist and author Dr. Betsy Cairo and certified sexuality education teacher Mandy Johnson. I'm their producer, Hannah Copeland. It's Not Human Sexuality is recorded by Jeff Ratterman at Redstone Sound Recording Studio in Loveland, Colorado. Please get in touch if you have any questions at info@lkbthwys.org. Till next time, this is It's Not Human Sexuality.